live.
Yeah.
I'll give you just a couple of moments. I am excited to have you on here, but also because it is the beginning of the year. And I know you know this, how so many people love to do New Year's resolutions and dealing with their finances and credit. So I'm like, Jeri is the perfect person for us to have on right at the end of the month, right before taxes drop in February, girl. So we're gonna get
Yes,
these
indeed. Yeah,
nice.
it's been crazy. I mean, we've been having so many people reaching out to us about, personal credit, business credit, like what's their next best steps. A lot of people like ruin their credit after COVID happened and they're really just kind of recovering. So there's a lot of stuff going on just out here in the world that I think a lot of people just need some guidance with towards like navigating.
Yes, for sure. Agreed.
We gonna make it
Definitely.
do what it do.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our Inner Circle Academy. So we do have an academy called Tax Credit Academy Inner Circle, and we have our special guest tonight, Jeri Toliver with Fly Credit. And tonight, what we're gonna do is have a conversation with Jeri. She has some great information for you. This is our dinner and learn session. So if you all are not a part of our inner circle, then make sure that you are tuning in. We did kind of open it up to our YouTube channel and our Facebook group. So those of you all who are not familiar with us or Jeri, you can get this valuable information, and you can also you're able to watch the replay on YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Patrice L. Stewart. I am the realest tax and business strategist that you will ever meet. And I have an academy where we teach financial literacy topics. We talk about taxes, credit. And so in our dinner and learn sessions, we bring in an expert in their field. And this is the reason why we reached out to Miss Jeri, because she is the best one to give you all this information. So I'm not going to hold up anymore. Jeri, would you love to introduce yourself and give a little bit of history about you in Fly Credit?
Absolutely. Well, first, let me just say thank you. I really do appreciate you having me drop by to here today, Patrice, and just share some valuable information that can help your audience with just taking it to the next level. Like 2024 is the year of growth, it's the year of freedom, it's the year of abundance. And it's hard to have all of that when your credit is not in a good place. So I want to be able to help people with understanding not only credit, but understand how they can use credit to create more opportunities for themselves, for their families, and for their future. So I've got some really good information I'm going to be sharing with y'all today. I hope that as you're watching this video, you take some notes. And if you have some questions, we can open up for some Q&A after this. But we've got a lot of stuff to talk about so that you can feel really good about your next best steps moving into 2024 and beyond. These last few years after COVID, it was really tough on a lot of people. It was tough on a lot of business owners, and it really kind of left people in a slump. But I want y'all to know that you can get out of it. All credit is repairable. You can still build your business. There's plenty of funding and business credit out here to help you with doing it. And I want to help you with showing you the way. So I've got a presentation here today so that you can really be guided through the entire steps. And I'm going to give you my philosophy on what you should know so that you can really build your credit, get your funding, and just get on with your life. Because ain't nobody got time to be worried about their finances, losing sleep over, bills and creditors calling and not being able to deliver on your promises. Now is the time for you to be able to fix that. Now is the time for you to be able to get the steps. And now is the time for you to actually make some progress and make some change. So I am going to share my screen. And again, if y'all want to ask some questions, please feel free to do so. And we are going to get this party started. So let's see. I'm going to share my screen and here we go. So can y'all see everything okay? Can you see everything okay, Patrice? I hope so. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we are. Yes, we are. All right, y'all. So welcome to our How to Play and Win the Credit Game strategy session. Now, what I want y'all to know is in this training, I'm going to give you some actionable tips, some strategies that you can use. If you have bad credit, I'm going to show y'all how you can start improving that. If you're like drowning in debt, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can pay off debt fast. And if you want to be able to make more money, make some investments, I'm going to show you how to use other people's money in order to make that happen. So today we're going to talk about how to play the credit game, the tools, the rules needed to play the game right. And then I'm also going to show you how to win the credit game so that you're going to get the steps, the methods, so you can take home the W and win once and for all. Because winning the credit game is not hard. It's actually pretty simple for the most part, as long as you know how the rules are played, as long as you know how the game is played. Could you imagine trying to play basketball or football or any kind of sport without understanding the rules? Or could you imagine trying to play basketball on a football field? That's not going to work. You have to be able to play the right game in the right setting, the right way, so that you can actually win. And I like to win. I don't like losing. I am very competitive. I like to take home W's, and that's just the bottom line. So, a little bit about me. My name is Jeri Toliver. I've been in the credit world for over 7 years now. I'm going on 9. Ooh, actually, a week ago made our 9th birthday. That's crazy how time flies. But, when I first started my business, I really got into it about mistake. It was a blessing in disguise, really. I was struggling with my credit back in 2015, and I hired somebody to help me with repairing my credit so that I could become a homeowner. And long story short, I paid that man $800 and I never heard from him ever again in my life. And that was a terrible feeling to have because as a mom of two, I didn't have $800 to be wasting and I was working so hard for my money day in, day out, and really hustling in order to survive. And I wanted a better life for me and my kids. And I felt like he snatched that opportunity away from me. But you know what? I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. So I decided to learn everything that I possibly could about credit. I've read every book, I've seen every video, I've taken every training. I've done every single thing that you can possibly imagine. I've gotten certified with credit, everything, so that I can know what it really means to really have good credit, not just for a short term, but forever. And so that's what I did. I learned how to repair my own credit. And I took my credit scores from a 545 to a 765 in 8 months. And then I got to 800 credit scores 2 years ago. And so I know that if I can do it, anybody can do it. And that's the exact reason why I created my community. And so I've created my Fly Credit University platform that now has over 20,000 members on it. We've worked with some of the largest communities, nonprofits, and that's really how I've gotten good at this. I'm not some self-proclaimed guru that just walks around saying I know everything about credit when I really don't. I've got the testimonials to back it up. I've got the stories to back it up. I've got the transformations to back it up, and I stand on that. So when I started my business, I really started with just helping people with repairing their credit so that they could become homeowners like me. But I soon realized about 2 or 3 years into my business that when we were repairing people's credit, they were coming back for credit repair. And that didn't really make me feel good. It made me feel like I wasn't really helping people because don't get me wrong, I love helping people with repairing their credit, but I wanted to more so empower people so that they wouldn't have to keep coming back to me for help. Money is good, but I'm more so about helping people. And so I created my community. I transitioned into the educational space because school don't teach us nothing about credit. I mean, I didn't learn about credit. I don't know if y'all learned about credit. I didn't learn it in grammar school. I didn't learn it in high school. I didn't learn it in college. I never learned it. I learned it the hard way. I learned about paying my bills late. I learned about maxing out my credit cards. I learned by allowing things to go into collections. I've made all the mistakes you can possibly imagine when it comes to my credit. And I'm happy to say I've never made those mistakes again since getting educated. And so I wanted to empower others to be able to do the exact same thing. And so since then, we've collectively been able to help people get approved for over $55 million. We've helped people pay off over $500,000 in debt. We've helped people get approved for credit cards, raise their credit limits, lower their interest rates. And that kind of education is priceless. Priceless. Because could you imagine what your life would be like when you have 700, 800 plus credit scores, when you have 50 to $100,000 in funding for your businesses, and when you can feel free to sleep easy at night and not have to worry about money, escaping the paycheck to paycheck cycle and not having to worry about where your money is going to come from. Well, I've been able to help deliver people from those problems so that they can live a life that they truly deserve. And that's what credit has allowed me to do, as well as thousands of other people that I've been able to help. So I've spoken at dozens of financial empowerment events. I speak with churches, I speak with nonprofit organizations. I'm out here helping the people. And again, I'm a mom of two. I love The Little Mermaids, my favorite movie. And I mean, that's just a little bit about me. And so, what you should know is that you can make this happen. I know that you can make it happen, but I need you to believe that you can make it happen. Because 5 years ago, my credit was trash. 5 years ago, I couldn't get approved for credit. 5 years ago, I was maxing out my credit cards. 5 years ago, I was taking out consolidation loans at the highest interest rates. I was asking family and friends for money. I was on the brink of bankruptcy, this close to filing bankruptcy. But I am so grateful that I was able to learn everything that I was able to learn so that I can transform my life, teach my children, and teach my community how they can avoid the same mistakes that I've made. And since I've done that, I've been able to do so much more with my life. When I figured out how to play and win, the game just changed for me. I'm talking game over. You hear me? Game over. I'm like, I'm gonna win this thing because I understand the rules, how they're played, and how to win. And since then, I've gotten approved for over $800,000 in credit, both on my personal and my business side. I've reached 812 credit scores, and I'm changing the game. I'm changing the world, and I'm changing people's lives. And that's what it's all about. I get to travel with my family. I get to create more experiences with the people that I love, the people that love me, the people that care about me, the people that depend on me. And that's what I've always craved in my life. Just the freedom to be able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, and serve thousands of people nationwide. And so, it's not just about me. It's about you. It's about your goals. It's about your future. It's about having the transformation that you ultimately want to have in your life so that you can have your level of success and happiness. And I don't know what success and happiness looks like for you, but you should think about that. Whether if it's to not have to worry about bills, whether if it's to escape the paycheck to paycheck cycle, whether if it's just to have great credit scores and have the bragging rights, I'm here to help you with doing that today. So, why is this so important now? Right? Why is it so important to get your credit together now? Not, wait until 2, 3 years from now to get it done. Here's why. Because there's never been a better time in history to have good credit. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but things are getting more expensive out here in these streets. Everything. Groceries are getting more expensive. Gas is getting more expensive. Housing is getting more expensive. Rent is going up. Everything is going up. And the problem with this is that people's wages are not raising as fast as the prices are. And when this happens, people have to turn to credit cards. They have to turn to borrowing. One of the biggest platforms that's been growing over the last few years is those buy now, pay later type of platforms. Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay. These are getting very popular. And it's not by accident. It's because people can't afford some of the simplest things. And I don't want y'all to have to resort to borrowing money just to live your life. I want you to be able to use credit strategically so that you can level up your life and still do the things that you were called to do. So there's never been a better time for you to have good credit so that you can get the lower interest rates so that you can save more money and that you can create new experience for yourself. But the problem is too many people have no idea how to play the game and come out victorious. They have no idea where to start, what to do, and how to do it. And I want to help change that trajectory so that you don't have to keep questioning what your next best step is going to be. I'm going to help you transform your life by giving you some very simple education and steps that you can take today. And so, my promise to you today is that I'm going to pack as much value as humanly possible in the next hour. Everything that I'm going to show you today, I have done for myself. It's worked for me. It's worked for my business. It's worked for hundreds and thousands of others. And I know that it can work for you. Nothing that I'm going to teach you today is based on theory. It's based on hardcore facts. facts that you can take all the way to the bank, and I guarantee that. So all that I ask for you in return is that you just pay very close attention to what I tell you today. Take some notes in your notepad, and eliminate any and all distractions that you possibly can. Silence all your notifications. Don't be scrolling your Facebook page. Turn off the TV and actually focus, because you're not going to want to miss any type of information that I'm going to be dropping on you today. And I want you to make the commitment today that today is going to be the last day that you settle for bad credit, that you settle for building your businesses with your own money, maxing out your credit cards, and not doing it strategically. You're going to be able to do this the right way the first time, so that you don't have to keep doubling back because you're making mistakes. So if that's a deal, thumbs up. I got you. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about part one. Okay, I'm going to split this in two parts. Part number one is how to play the actual game. Like, how do you play the game? Well, one, you got to know the rules. You got to understand the rules of credit and how to actually have very good credit scores. So let's talk about your credit scores. All right. Now, you've got two different type of credit scores. You've got your Vantage score and you got your FICO score. We're going to talk about your FICO score today because, quite frankly, that's what lenders are going to be looking at when they decide if they want to approve you for a credit card or a loan. Now, your credit score is broken down into 5 different categories. The number one category that we have is your payment history. Payment history is right on down here and is 35% of your credit score, which is a really huge chunk. So the name of the game here is make sure that you pay all of your bills on time, even the bills that don't report to your personal credit. So for some of us, it's light bills, gas bills, water bills, cell phone bills. These things don't get reported to your credit unless you don't pay them, right? If you don't pay your credit card bill, if you don't pay your cell phone bill, it's going to go into collections. And then that collection is going to get reported to your credit reports. And that's the last thing that you want. So you want to pay everything on time, every time. All your loans, your credit cards, auto loans, everything needs to be paid on time every time, so that you can max out your payment history category. Number two, your amounts owed. A lot of us, we call this utilization. So with your credit cards, especially, your credit cards have an inverse relationship with your credit scores. So what this means is if you have a credit card and you're using it consistently, if you tend to max out your credit card or even go over the limit on your credit card, it is terrible for your credit. What you really want to do is you want to keep your balances on your credit cards below 30% or even 10%. If you really want to max out this category, you want to keep your balances on your credit cards below 10%. So if you look at your credit card that has a $1,000 credit limit, you can basically revolve a balance on it between $100 and $300 every single month without it negatively affecting your credit scores badly, I would say. So if you start maxing out and going over that 30%, you're going to see an immediate effect on your credit scores. And we want to make sure that you keep your credit scores high so that you can take advantage of every single opportunity. 10% on new credit. So these are those inquiries that you see in your credit reports when you apply for a loan or a credit card. So when they pull your credit, then you have an inquiry, and that does affect your credit scores. Now, granted, inquiries fall off your credit reports in 2 years, so they're not too big of a deal, but just know that it is 10% of your credit score. So, rule of thumb here is you don't want to apply for too much credit too soon. You don't want to just be applying for stuff all willy nilly. You want to have a strategy when you're applying for credit cards and loans so that you can really max out the category and not do too much. 15% of your credit score is based on the length of your credit history. So, what this means is for some people, you have no credit history at all because you probably never opened up a credit card or a loan. And for some people, you've probably opened up a credit card or a loan recently. So anything that's less than 2 years of overall age of history, that is considered new credit. Your credit is still a toddler. So if you want to be able to upgrade to those higher categories, higher credit limits, then you're going to have a longer length of credit history, because ultimately banks want to see how can you manage credit and how long have you been able to manage credit responsibly. So that's 15% of your credit score right there. So it is important to have credit cards. It is important to have loans, and it's important to be able to manage them consistently on a long-term basis. Now, one thing that I did that kind of ruined my length of credit history one time, is I had one of my oldest credit cards with Capital One that I had when I was in college. And I had mistakenly, purposely maxed out my credit card, and I was having a really hard time with paying the credit card off. And so after I paid the credit card off after several months of getting my life together, I then decided to close my credit card out. And the problem with closing your credit cards is that when you close a credit card, you lose overall age of your credit history. So, what you never want to do is close out credit cards, because when I did that, I lost over 100 points just doing that. And that sucked really bad because I was working on building my credit, but I didn't know that if you close credit cards, it would have that impact on your credit. So don't close out your credit cards. Keep them open as long as you possibly can. And then lastly, you have your credit mix. So I mentioned earlier having loans, credit cards, mortgages, auto loans. These are all different types of credit. And if you manage those well, there's no reason for a bank to tell you no on a lending application. So just keep this in mind, that this is how your credit scores are calculated. And you want to make sure that your behaviors when it comes to your credit are favorable in these categories. So here's what you need to do. Here are the just basic rules. Number one, there are no negative marks allowed on your credit. None. No charge offs, no bankruptcies, no collections, no late payments. None of it. You've got to get that stuff off of your credit reports. So if you do have that stuff in your credit reports, you need to start disputing that ASAP, because disputing accounts in your credit could potentially get it removed from your credit reports and raise your scores. Two, do not max out your credit cards. That's the worst thing that you could do for your credit. It makes you look overextended, and banks don't want to give money to people that are maxing out their credit cards. Never ever apply for a loan or a credit card when your balances on your credit cards are high. You want to pay those credit cards off first and then apply for a loan or credit card. Don't close your accounts. I mentioned why that's so important. Never do it. Don't swear off credit. Some people say, y'all, to hell with credit. No, don't do that. You need credit. It's obvious you need credit. Your life is going to be very stagnated if you don't have good credit, and it's going to limit a lot of opportunities for you. And then lastly, don't apply for credit all willy-nilly, because you don't want to have a whole bunch of inquiries on your credit reports, and it makes you look risky to lenders, and we don't want that. So these are the rules that you need to play by if you really do want to win the credit game. Now, part number two, how to actually win the credit game. You know the rules, you know what to do. So now you've got to actually implement them, develop a winning strategy, and start getting rewarded. So let's talk about what that actually looks like. Let's start playing the actual game. All right. So here's a philosophy that I've developed over the years in the credit field. This is a philosophy that I've developed that's helped me max out my credit and put it to good use. So here's how it works. This is my drip philosophy. Now, this is not like dripping in Louis Vuitton or dripping in expensive clothing, shoes, and bags. Nah, this is a different kind of drip. This is about dripping yourself in new experiences. This is about dripping yourself in funding for your business, the stuff that really matters. So the D stands for debt, right? So leveraging your credit to lower and eliminate your debt payments is going to be one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Because when you have good credit, you can do so much, right? And there are strategies that you can take to help yourself eliminate debt faster just by having good credit. R means rates. You can lower your credit. You can leverage credit to lower your rates on your loans and credit cards. I actually teach our members how to negotiate down their rates on their loans and credit cards just by leveraging their good credit. I is about investment. It's all about creating more income for yourself. And you can leverage credit to invest and literally triple your weekly or monthly income. I've seen some of our members go from making $3,000-$4,000 a month with their jobs to totally quitting their jobs because they've leveraged their credit to make six figures in their businesses or create six-figure side hustles for themselves to free themselves up and live life on their terms. Lastly, perks. This is my favorite part, by the way. I love credit card perks. It makes me so happy. All the trips that we take are free. We've been to Hawaii, we've been to Dubai, we've been to the Maldives, we've been to Mexico, we've been to Curacao, we've been to Costa Rica, we've been to so many places for free because of credit card rewards and perks. And we're going to talk about that today. So, have you ever wondered to yourself, how can you save hundreds or even thousands of dollars per month and still buy what you love? How can you pay off debt faster than you thought possible? Because a lot of people think that when they have debt, they're kind of stuck with it and they feel like they don't have a really a way out. And I want to, really impart on you that you can get out of debt and you can use your credit to do it. Have you ever wondered how you can handle big purchases like a car, a house, a wedding stress free? Now, I'm getting married soon and I ain't going to lie. It's not necessarily expenses that's a problem. It's planning it all that's crazy. And have you ever wondered how can you develop a set it and forget it money strategy that's simple and beat the banks by their own game? See, banks, they have their own little rules that they're playing by. But when you understand the bank's rules, you can play by those rules and still come out victorious. So, I'm sorry, I kind of clicked on the wrong browser. So, I mean, honestly, I get it though. My struggle is real. I've been there. I've done that all my life. I had to fight, right? Like credit was a subject that I had no clue about really navigating. But when I learned it, it just changed the game for me. Because back in 2018, when I first started building my business, I had racked up over $31,000 of credit card debt. And for me, I was like, $31,000 of credit card debt. Like, how am I going to pay this off? I didn't have a strategy. I had no clue. And this is the reason why I was considering bankruptcy, because I didn't think that I was going to get myself out of it. But then I saw a quote that changed my life, and it was this: how you see your life is how you're going to live it. See, the problem is, I always saw my life that way. I always saw my life as having bad credit. I always saw my life as struggling with debt. I always saw my life as living in poverty. And I didn't want to live my life like that anymore. And so I started getting educated so that I can change the dynamics of my life. And I changed my belief system about what I could actually achieve. And then I started actually achieving it. And so I want y'all to know this: there's two types of debt. There's good debt and then there's bad debt. And unfortunately, I was swimming in a lot of bad debt and it made me feel hopeless. And the problem with feeling hopeless is that it cuts off your creativity and all you can do is worry. And worrying is such a terrible use of our imagination. You want to use your imagination to energize you to have create more opportunities for yourself. And it's hard to do that when all you can think about is your lack of money, because how a man thinketh, so is he. So if all you're thinking about is your lack of money or your bad credit or your hopelessness, then you're going to create more of that in your life. And if you don't want that, you need to focus on something different. So think about it this way. And for all my people that's watching this live, I want you to put it in the chat. Okay? I want you to put this in the chat. Focus on what you want. Not on what you don't want. Because when you focus on what you don't want, you create more of what you don't want. And I want you to have what you want, but you're going to have to start focusing on it in order to actually get it. So I want you to start thinking about paying off your debt as soon as you possibly can. And this is how you're going to be able to do it. First, what you need to do is you need to calculate all the debts that you have. Now, for me, I was swimming in a lot of credit card debt. I had like 12 credit cards that were nearly maxed out. And that's what landed me in that $31,000 of credit card debt. But once I really started sorting out the debts, I started calculating the debts and categorizing the debts by revolving or installment. Then I started to get some clarity about what my real problem was. And so then I started drafting an actual debt payoff plan according to my priorities. So my priority for me was I really wanted to get out of debt faster. And the fastest way to get out of your debt is to snowball it. So I focused on my smaller balances and I started working on paying those off. And then I kept moving my way to the bigger balances as I paid them off. And do you know, in 8 months, I was able to pay off all of my debt, become 100% debt free, and I didn't have to stress myself out about it. And see, this is the problem that we have generally when we're trying to get out of debt or meet any kind of goals, is that we don't have a plan. And you're not going to be able to meet any goals if you don't have a plan. I meet so many even business owners that don't have a business plan. And then they wonder why they're failing because you don't have a plan. And when you don't have a plan, you don't have clarity. And clarity is what helps you create results. Confusion creates stagnation. Confusion creates overthinking. Confusion creates procrastination, and you don't get anything done. So, if you're drowning in debt right now, what you really need to do is you need to pull your credit reports. You need to list, highlight all of your credit cards, all of your debts, and list them one by one according to their balances from smallest to largest, and just start knocking out the smaller balances and moving your way up to the larger balances. The benefits of doing this is it's going to improve your long-term financial stability because it's hard to have a stable financial foundation when you're drowning in debt. Also, it's going to free up your cash for more important financial decisions. Because if you're paying like $800, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month just in debt payments, it's eating up all of your income. And you can't use your income to do things like invest into your future, put money away into your savings, buy insurance, travel the world, take a vacation, put money into your savings. There's so much you cannot do because your money is going to all of your debt payments. It's eating away at your income, and that's the worst thing that you can possibly do, because at that point you're shackled by your debt and you feel stuck and you feel trapped and you feel like a slave, and you will not be able to reach financial freedom. So free yourself from the debt, unshackle yourself so that you can live a life of freedom and do the things that you really do want to do. You can save the money, go on the trips, and live your life. That's really what it is, bottom line. So start paying off your debt as soon as possible. Now, a way that I was able to do this quicker was that I got a credit card that had a 0% rate for the first 18 months. And not only that, my city double cash card actually give you rewards for not only using the car. So they'll give you 1% for charging the car, and then they'll also give you 1% for every dollar that you pay back. And I was like, this is great. I get rewarded for paying my credit card bill. And that's exactly what I did. So I started transferring balances from one credit card to my city double cash credit card. And every single time that I paid the credit card back, I got rewarded, and that motivated me. So by the time I was done paying that $30,000 of credit card debt, I had like $800 in just rewards that I was able to use towards my first trip that I'm going to talk about a little later. But just know that there are strategies that you can use, and balance transfer credit cards are an amazing way for you to do that. So now that you know how you're going to pay off your debt, let's talk about how you're going to lower your rates, because whether we realize it or not, the average person spends $54,000 just in interest payments over their lifetime. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I could do a lot with $54,000. That could be a down payment on a house. That can be a down payment on an investment property. There's so much more that you can do with $54,000 than giving it to the bank in interest payments. Wouldn't we agree? And so if you want to eliminate your interest payments, then it's going to start with one, having good credit, and two, beefing up your negotiation skills as well, because the negotiation skills are an amazing skill to have that I think everybody should build on so that you don't get taken advantage of. And high interest payments ultimately reduces your available money to save and invest in your future, just like it is when you're paying on your debt payments every single month. So you want to lower those interest payments closer to zero so that you don't have to keep giving all your money away to the banks in interest. I remember a vehicle that I had bought that had astronomical interest. Okay. I had a burnt orange Grand Prix that I had bought, my very first car that I had ever purchased. It was $15,000. All right. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't very financially savvy. And so I had settled for a really high interest rate. I had settled for interest rate over 20%, and I ended up spending a whole lot of money on that car. So take this as an example. Let's say, for instance, what if I would have negotiated, right, during that process and got my interest rate down to 6.58%? Well, if that were the case over 48 months, I would have been able to pay $356 a month on that car payment. Unfortunately, I didn't have 6.58%. I had 22% on this car note, and I paid it over 48 months, and my payment on that car was $473 a month for 4 years, y'all. Do you know? By the time I was done paying on that car, I had spent $22,000. But if I would have gotten a lower interest rate, not only would I've had a lower payment every single month, but I would have saved thousands of dollars over the life of that loan because of a lower interest rate. And so, interest rates are very important. Do never, ever, ever settle for high interest rates. Never, ever settle for high interest rates because you're throwing away thousands of dollars. And in this case, I had threw away $5,500 because I was not educated about the entire process and what I needed to do to lower my interest rates. So when you're shopping for anything, a car loan, personal loan, any kind of loan, you want to pay attention to the interest rate. I've seen this time and time again where you're going to a dealership and, you'll be looking for a car and they'll ask you, what's your monthly budget? What can you afford on a monthly basis for your car note? See, the problem with that question is that car dealerships, they're going to fit that payment into your budget and they won't care about the interest rate. And so you're going to get left with a $500 credit car note for 7 years. But as long as it fits in your monthly budget, they want to get the deal done. Nah. Don't do it. Instead, ask them, well, it depends on the interest rate. I can do this payment. They're going to give you the payments, right? They're going to come back and say, okay, cool. We got you the loan. You said that your budget is $500. We got you at $478. How does that sound? You have to follow up with, well, what's the interest rate on the loan? They're not going to give you that information willy-nilly. They're not going to give it to you unless you ask. So always ask what the interest rate is. So here's the deal. If you want to lower your interest rates, first, you got to raise your credit scores. Never go shopping for any kind of loan or any kind of lending product without raising your credit scores. Next, shop around with lenders. Never just take the first offer because banks are in business to compete with each other. Banks are lending institutions. That's what they do. They lend money. It's how they get paid. And so at a minimum, you should go to at least 3 to 5 banks. Apply to those 3 to 5 banks and see who comes up with the best offer for you. And then take that offer. Now, the great thing is when you have multiple offers on the table, you create leverage and competition between other banks to do business with you. So if you have a bank with Bank of America that's offering you 15%, PNC is offering you 7%, Chase is offering you 10%. But if you want to go with Chase, but you've got better offers with PNC, well, you're going to tell Chase, well, Chase, hey, look, I want to do the loan with you, but PNC is offering me 7% here. Can you match it or do better? And then they're going to go to the drawing board and say, yes or no. And if they say yes, great. You got a lower interest rate with the bank that you wanted to do business with anyway, and you got the offer that you wanted. So that's the kind of leverage that you want. You don't want to be going in there begging them to give you a loan or give you a lower interest rate. No, you want to position yourself first to create competition between the banks so that you can get the best offer that's on the table and you can have negotiating power. And that's really what it boils down to. So this is a very strategic way to lower your interest rate. So I want y'all to take it, use it, implement it into your life every single day so that you don't have to be taken advantage of and you can ensure that you're getting the lowest rate possible. And let's be honest, there are multiple benefits of having lower rates. You save thousands of dollars. You can redirect your money to smarter financial vehicles. You can reduce your interest payments, which opens up new opportunities for building wealth, which is what the Tax Credit Academy is all about. It's about building wealth, but we have a problem with building wealth because we don't have any money. Because all of our money is going to debt. All of our money is going to the banks. All of our money is going into places that does not serve us or our future. And we have to change that. Now, one of my favorite credit cards that have given me low rates is my Chase Freedom Unlimited card. This is a great card for somebody that's in the beginning stages of establishing their credit. You don't need excellent credit for it, but you do need good credit for it. So at least, 740, 640, 680, you can definitely get this credit card in your wallet. And not only does it have 0% for the first 15 months on the card, but you also get really good perks like 1.5% cash back on everything that you swipe the card for, which is an excellent, excellent benefit. So that's the R. Let's talk about the I. Now you pay down your debts. Now you understand how to lower your rates. Let's talk about how you can invest and increase your income, because who doesn't want to make more money? See, the problem with is this. Most people are afraid of losing money. I don't like losing money. Nobody likes losing money. Most people are afraid of losing money. But the reason why that is because they lack financial education. They just don't know, and they just don't have any money to invest. But what if I told you that you don't necessarily have to have any money to invest? You can get your investment money from the banks. Here's how. Okay? Here's how. Because my friend Warren Buffett, my boy Warren Buffett says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. I want to make my money work for me so that I can have freedom, so I can make money in my sleep, so that I can not worry about paying bills. That's what it's all about. So you want to make other people's money work for you. Now, I realized this before when I got into stocks. Okay. I was investing into stocks, getting into that, but I was afraid of putting my money into it because I didn't really understand the stock market like that. And I was afraid of losing money, period. But here's the thing. I remember I had went into my Chase Inc. credit card account, and I had noticed that I had already racked up like $900 in cash back rewards from swiping the card. So what I did was I took the $900 in the cash back, and I put it into my Robinhood account, and I used that money to invest. Do you know that I was able to take that $900 and turn it into $4,000? And it wasn't my money. This was free money. This is a pro tip, y'all. I took free money and turned it into thousands. See, the thing is with cashback rewards, this is free money that the bank gives you for swiping their credit cards. And the great thing is you don't pay any interest on any of it as long as you pay your credit cards in full every single month. So if you use your credit card, you pay it every single month, you still get the rewards for every single swipe that you make on your credit card. So I took that free money, I turned it into $4,000, and I didn't have to risk any of my own money in order to do it. So this is a pro tip that I think everybody should use, especially if you're talking about using other people's money to do it and you want to do it in a less risky way. And so take your cash back rewards and invest your cash back rewards. Don't go buying stuff. Go buy things that you can sell. Go invest into stocks. Go turn it into more money, because that's a great opportunity for you to be able to do it. And there are amazing ways for you to be able to do this. You can invest into real estate. You can buy existing businesses. You can do drop shipping. You can buy stocks. You can buy land. You can get into affiliate programs. You can get into short-term rentals. You can use credit to get into so many different opportunities. My fiance and I, we use our credit to get into the Airbnb space, and it's been doing great. And I mean, we didn't have to use our own money to do it. And so if you want to be able to really build wealth for yourself, don't wait until you have your own money, until you stack your own cash. Use other people's money to do it, but just be smart about it. Connect with the right people, get in the right communities, learn the right information so that you can execute the right way and you can get results. Okay. That's what it's all about. So here's how you can use credit to invest. First, if you're in a business, or even if you're not in a business, I always suggest people start businesses. First, you want to start and grow a business credit file, because any business can grow business credit, whether you have good or bad business, whether you have good or bad personal credit. Use a credit card to create passive income streams for yourself, and then use business credit to purchase courses, books, and trainings. Invest into yourself, because the best investment I've ever made was into myself. Bottom line, my education, the books I've read, the courses I've taken, the workshops that I've been to, the conferences that I've been to, the masterminds I've invested into. These are the best investments that I have ever made, that have helped spark new ideas that I've been able to implement into my business, into my life, that has helped me take my life to the next level. So use your credit to invest, to create a new bankroll for yourself. So leverage other people's money to build wealth is the greatest benefit that you'll ever be able to unlock. You'll be able to protect your hard-earned money in your savings, so you don't have to keep using your own money in order to build your dream. And then it's going to really build true financial independence, because everybody wants financial freedom, and this is the best way to be able to do that. And then I should also mention, since we are in a tax cred academy, that you're going to be able to get tax deductions for purchases and interest payments. So all the interest that you pay on your business credit cards and business loans, these are tax deductions. And every purchase that you make for your business, they are tax deductible. So use that information to your advantage. One of my favorite credit cards that I have in my wallet on my business side is my Chase Ink Unlimited. They give you 5% back top. Like the cap is 5% back on some purchases in some categories, and 5% back adds up very quickly. So don't take for granted the power of cash back rewards on your credit cards. Lastly, let's talk about the perks. Okay. This has been one of my favorite things when it comes to credit, something that I didn't realize was so powerful until I started using it. See, when I started getting credit cards, I was just trying to learn about credit cards, how to manage it properly. But when I started managing it properly, I started getting credit card offers that had better rewards and perks. So there's two type of credit card rewards. There's cashback rewards, and then there's reward points or even miles. That's another category too, but they're generally the same thing. So cashback is when you swipe your credit card and you get 1.5% cash back, or you get 5% cash back. And it's technically a discount that you get, but you just get it in cash back. You get cash back, literally. And then you have reward points, and reward points are given to you so that you can do like, you can trade them in for flights. You can trade them in for first class upgrades. You can trade them in for car rentals, hotel stays. I mean, there's so much opportunity there that you can unlock with cash back and reward points. But the problem is people are just way too busy for life, right? Like most people don't take vacations because they're too busy. Taking vacations are expensive, especially for large families, and the monies are being directed towards bills and debt. That's just how it works. The most people that I talk to don't take vacations often because it costs too much money. They just don't have any time, and they just, their money is going towards other obligations and other priorities. And I want to help change that for you so that you can see the world. I mean, the world has so many things that you can experience, and your credit cards can help you with experiencing that. So I want y'all to drop this in the chat for all my people that's watching this live, or if you're watching this in replay land, drop it in the comments. If you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? Where would you go? Hawaii, Bora Bora, Jamaica? Put it in the chat. I want to see it. When I see this replay, I definitely want to see it, because this is what life is all about. Life is all about creating experiences. Life is all about creating new opportunities. Life is about life. It's about living. But you're not living when you're, living paycheck to paycheck, when you're working a dead end job that you don't like, when you're not living life on your terms. That's not living. I want you to live and create the life that you really do desire, because that's what it's all about. Life is not promised to us. You could be here today, gone tomorrow. I learned that very early in my life when I lost my father at the age of 11. When he died, that did something to me. It taught me that life waits for nobody. It taught me that you don't want to take this life for granted, that every single day when you wake up, you want to make it the best day ever. You want to seize every opportunity. You want to make it your best. And that's what I've always strived to do every single day of my life. See, all I got is my mama. I love my mama. And the moment that I realized credit was powerful was when I took my mama on a 7-day cruise to Hawaii. We went on a cruise. We island hopped. It was amazing. And the greatest part is I was able to do it by using my credit card points. I booked us some flights. I got us the cruise tickets, and we had such a good time. And now, don't get me wrong, the credit card points are great. But I think what was greater was the fact that my mama still talks about that experience to her friends. She still talks about the good time that we had together, the memories that we created, the helicopter ride that we had to see the islands and just really enjoy ourselves. And I think that's when I really understood the power of my credit. That it's not just for purchasing things, but it's also for creating memorable experiences with the people that we love. And I love my mama. I would do anything for her. And I was able to do that for her. And I'm just so grateful for that every single day. And the same thing with my kids. I took them to Disney. We've been to all over the world just from the power of credit. So I know that if we can do it, you can do it. And it's really as easy as getting high credit scores and getting credit cards that give you points and rewards so that you can create these opportunities for yourself. So here's how to use your credit card perks, okay? First, get a credit card that offers travel rewards. Some of my favorite credit cards are like Capital One Venture, um, my American Expresses. I mean, there's so many credit cards out here in the market that offer amazing rewards and perks. Just figure out which one you really do want in your wallet and go for it. Use the credit card for all of your payments. This is how you rack up credit card points fast. So all of your bills that you pay, your cell phone bill, insurance bills, any bill that you pay, you want to put it on your credit card because guess what? You're going to pay it anyway. You might as well get rewarded for it. And it's going to probably even incentivize you to want to pay it even more because you're going to get rewarded for every single payment that you make. And then once you rack up enough points, you can redeem those points for flights, hotels, car rentals, you name it. You can make it happen. And then just keep repeating it. We keep repeating it over and over and over again with different offers that credit card companies give you. And I can guarantee you that you will be able to take your first free trip in no time. I guarantee it. So, here's some benefits. You can leverage other people's money to build your life and enjoy it. You can, deliver more joy, peace, experience, and happiness into your life. And you can create more memories that last for a lifetime. Because if there's anything that you're ever going to remember in your life, it's memories, good memories that you can tell anybody about. You can feel energized about telling other people about. And, that's what life is about. That's how I see it. I see life as being about creating memories. And so when we're talking about credit card points and rewards, this is my favorite credit card, the American Express Platinum. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. This credit card is not for everyone, mainly because it has a really hefty annual fee. I think the annual fee is up to $700 now a year to have the credit card in my wallet. But I'm just going to be honest. For me, it's worth it because I do a lot of traveling and I save a lot of money. I get a lot of points and it just works for me ultimately. But there's other credit cards in the market that still offer just as good, rewards. But I really love my platinum card because it has some really good perks and benefits that come along with it. So we got through it all. I hope y'all feel empowered today. Now, here's what you learned today. When you play the credit game right, you can save money, you can eliminate your debt faster, you can grow your money, your bankroll, and you can gain freedom. Key point number 2, you can enjoy more and get more out of life by getting the credit card company to pay for those first class luxurious upgrades, those luxury hotels, and have those exclusive member discounts and benefits, really, so that you can have those experiences that you deserve to actually have. And then key point number 3 is you should know that your credit is a tool. Okay, it's not just there, it's a tool. And when you use it right, it can be the key that unlocks a new level of financial success. So, pop quiz for all my people that's in the house today live and for my people that's watching this in replay land. What's the most important thing you should do when you want to play and win the credit game? Well, when you want to win the credit game, put that in the chat. And what I'm going to do is when I'm going through the comments, I'm going to pick a random person to get a free gift from me. And I can't wait to see it. So I want to see those comments. I know all of this works because I've helped people transform their lives. My friend Danielle, she got in tune with us. She was kind of on the brink of trying to get over that 700 credit score range. Not only did she get over the 700 credit score range when she got linked up with us, but she also got over the 800 credit score range. And I was just so, so proud of her because all she did was take some simple information. She implemented it on a consistent basis and she got results. My friend Monique, when she got with us, she had just lost her job. She was going through some personal issues, and her credit had taken a toll, taken a hit because of it. Well, when she came to us, y'all, she got in tune, she got educated, she was able to repair her credit, she was able to rebuild her scores, and y'all, look, she got to 800 FICO credit scores and she did it in less than 90 days. So if she can do it, you can do it. And I'm positive that you can do that. Now, here's the deal. For all my people that's like, hey, Jeri, I love what you've taught me. I'm going to take this, I'm going to DIY it, go for it. But for people that's like, Jeri, I want you to guide me through this process. I want you to teach me the credit game. I want you to, teach me your secrets. I got you. So here's what I want to do for y'all today, because I rock with Patrice. I love what she's doing in her community, and I want to invite y'all to work together with me. Because the thing is this, I don't work with everybody. I only work with people that have and meet specific qualifications. All right. I work with people that are ready to commit to their goals for a minimum of 90 days. I work with people that are team players. I work with people that have a good attitude, the people that are willing to learn. I work with people that believe that they can actually reach their goals. And I work with people that are dependable and want to make drastic changes in their life. So if that is you, if you check off all those boxes, then I want to invite y'all to work together, because I can show y'all the way. I've shown Jessica the way. She's got a collection of credit cards now, things that she never thought was possible. Michelle, she went from a 520 credit score to a 741 and secured over $75,000 in credit for herself. Jamie was able to get an Amazon Business Prime card for her business and an American Express Platinum for her business. We're getting people gas cards. We're getting people to 720 credit scores. So I want to show y'all the way, and I want to show y'all my private VIP credit coaching experience. Now, here's how this is going to work. Okay. I've actually put something special together for the Tax Credit Academy. Now, generally, a VIP credit coaching session with me is going to cost you $1,500 for 1 hour with me to talk through your goals, develop a customized plan, and to help you guide you through that entire process of playing the win in the credit game. So here's how this call works, okay? I'm going to help you map out a customized strategy that works just for you, because everybody's credit is different. Everybody's goals are different. I'm going to give you something customized. I'm going to show you how to improve your credit. I'm going to show you how to grow it. I'm going to show you how to leverage it, and so much more. You're going to get my professional insight at your fingertips. $1,500 worth of value. You're going to be able to skip the mistakes. You're going to be able to get the information that you need to speed your success rate up and start getting results guaranteed. You're going to be able to elevate your credit profile. You're going to be able to get out of debt, and you're going to be able to get a minimum of 6 figures in business credit by getting my help, getting my assistance, getting my guidance. And I know it for a fact, because I've seen plenty of people do this that have started from the bottom and worked their way up. So it's not a matter of if it can happen. It's more so a matter of when it can happen for you. And so here's what I want you to do. Okay. I want you to do this. I want you to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth getting my stuff together? Is it worth having high credit scores? Is it worth it? Because Lucretia, she got a $10,000 credit card with Amazon. Sylvia, she got $39,000 with Chase. Clarissa, she got a platinum Amex card, no spending limit on the credit card. So I want to give y'all a VIP certificate today. But here's how this is going to work. Now, this expires, by the way. Okay. A VIP certificate is going to give you the opportunity to get a VIP credit coaching session with me for free. Absolutely free. All you have to do is sign up and get your certificate, redeem your certificate, and then we're going to get on a call and talk through your goals. Now, in order to get your VIP certificate, you're going to have to go to flycredit.com/VIP. That's www.flyyycredit.com/VIP. Now, I'm only going to make a certain amount of these offers open, because my calendar is usually packed with VIP credit coaching experience calls. But I want to be able to give the people that are absolutely serious an opportunity to have a call with me so that we can talk about your next steps. Now, you're going to have to take advantage of this tonight, because this is going to expire tonight. All right. Once it expires, it's going to close down. And, you can reach out to us. Let us know that you saw this webinar. We'll be more than happy to help you guys out. But if you miss out on the opportunity, you miss out on an opportunity, you're going to have to end up paying the $1,500 for the call. But if you want to be able to have a free experience with me, you want to have that hour session with me so we could talk through your goals, I'll be more than happy to help you with doing it. Just go to flycredit.com/VIP to redeem your VIP certificate and get on a free call with me. So here's some food for thought for you before we wrap this up. If you've ever wondered how to get credit cards and loans in this economy, this is without a doubt the answer that you're looking for. You will not find this kind of information anywhere else at this $0 price. I guarantee it. There's no guesswork, there's no theory, just hard hitting strategies you can take straight to the bank. Guaranteed. So all you got to do is go to flycredit.com/VIP to be able to get your VIP credit coaching experience as me, and we're going to get to work. And that's just the way that is going to roll. So we are the 7 o'clock hour. We got through a lot of information. Do we got some time for some questions and answers? Patrice, what we got today? You on mute, lady.
I am. Thank you. I wanted to make sure I did not disturb. Uh, so for some reason, my setting in here is not allowing the comments from YouTube. So I'm on YouTube just to make sure to check. Facebook, we can't see the comments on. So if
Oh, I
anyone
see
is
it.
on now and you have a direct comment for Jeri, then you can definitely type it now. And then let me log in to YouTube again because I wanted to make sure that they were commenting, which they are. And thank you so much, Jeri. I love that PowerPoint and breakdown of the visuals and like the stages of you and business. Because I remember when we both were online on Facebook 10 years. You said 9 years. I know I've been attending, so we
Crazy.
real close with it. It's
Yep.
crazy,
It's
right? The growth
crazy.
and the difference. So I'm just so proud of you and all of your
Thank you.
success and growth and how you have definitely been empowering the community. Okay, sister.
I
So
appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. I really want to help people. And 2024 is really where I want to make the most impact. And so when y'all go to flycredit.com/VIP, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the button that says redeem your certificate. And you're going to book a call. And then my associate is going to give you a call, give you the rundown on how you're going to be able to book your VIP session with me so that we can really start getting to work. So all you got to do is just go to the link, flycredit.com/VIP, click on the button that says redeem VIP certificate because I've given you the certificate today. There's no certificate on the website because I've already given it to you. All you have to do is redeem it. That's all you got to do. So click on the button on the website, schedule your call. My associate is going to give you a call to give you the rundown on how to book your VIP session with me. And then it's time to get to work. Ain't no time to be playing. It's time to get to work. Okay. You see any questions, Patrice?
So not at the moment. It's
Okay.
mostly just comments like people agreeing, and then they were answering when you asked where would they want to go. A lot of people want to go to Brazil,
Oh,
Thailand, Dubai.
I
So
see.
everyone wants that travel. So YouTube doesn't have any. Let me go back to comments
Okay.
on Facebook. I added your ticker too at the
Oh,
bottom of
thank
the
you.
screen. So it was flycredit.com/VIP, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I've
Yep.
created a special offer just for your community, so y'all be able to get a free VIP credit coaching session with me. After we do the credit coaching session with me, you have the decision to be able to work with me more on a one-on-one basis long term, and I'll show y'all what that looks like when we get on the call. But I'm here to help people. I'm here to help people transform their lives. I'm here to help people with taking it to the next level so they never have to worry about money again. Never. Never.
Yes. And like she said, you all is especially because I've built business credit as well. Especially this is and remember Jeri brought that up. We both talk about the importance of opening a business. We live in America, right?
Yes.
And so just to wrap that up, and you all know I've beat that in your head several times. It's a reason why I say it. And you've got to hear Jeri say it. And it's
Mhm.
a reason why we say that. We understand certain laws and how things work in living in America. And
Mhm.
that's what we have to do is we have to get out of our own ways and our mindset of how we grew up in our hoods and our communities, right? Or your suburbs or wherever you are. But we were not taught in school how to manage money, how to learn credit, taxes, be an
Mhm.
entrepreneur, start a business. Most of us, if you're an 80s baby, 70s, whatever, right? 90s, you're not taught this. Even today, you're not taught formal financial literacy, credit, things like that. So
No.
take that she stated, right? Listen to what she stated with that as far as that business, because when you have that business, that opens up a whole other doorway of credit and limits for you. And I mean, sky's the limit. Jeri
Yes,
can let you
indeed.
know in her program, right? But
Yes,
those
indeed.
business cards are even bigger than the personal. So if you've got a good Amex on a personal, imagine if you were an entrepreneur with a corporation or a LLC and what type of limits you have access to, right? So that's
Yes.
what she's sharing. When she's throwing some gems, we need to get in the community to find out. All right. So thank you so much, Jeri. I appreciate you.
You are so welcome.
And we are still planning to do the 5-day wealth challenge in February. So
Okay.
Jeri's also supposed to be a part of that as well. So you all will see her again there.
Yes.
But we'll definitely keep you updated. And thank you everyone for joining our dinner and learn tonight here in our Tax Create Academy Inner Circle community. Like I said, we decided to open this one up today because I know that more of you all needed this. And so, Jeri, again, we thank you and appreciate
You are
you.
so welcome. I hope y'all got some really good, useful information today, and I hope you really take it and you run with it because we ain't struggling no more. We ain't settling for less no more. We ain't doing that no more. Time is of the essence, and the time is now.
Come
So
on.
book your call, get it done, and let's work together and make it happen. Period.
Yes.
Pooh.
Period, Pooh.
Period. Pooh.
Thank you all. We'll keep this up on YouTube and have a great night.
All right. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks, Jeri.
No problem.